Good morning. Welcome to another Relax and Paint. And today we're going to do a little canvas that will be fun for you to accomplish. Very simple, very relaxing, all about making it a good experience for you. So welcome to One Stroke Painting with Donna Dewberry and our Relax and Paint program. And I'm going to be on 8x10. Is that right? 8x10, 9x12. It looks like a little bit like a 9x12. All right, canvas panel. All right, so let's get started and let's make a goal to paint this today, okay? So I'm going to go to my overhead camera. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I've got some colors we're going to do in a minute. But first thing, I'm going to take my one stroke painter, sponge painter, and I'm going to pick up, this is medium blue with some worker white. And what I'm using is Folk Art multi-surface paint. All right. And it goes indoor, outdoor. It's wonderful. It's got lots of durability. And I put it on a sponge that I just put a little bit of water with my finger. All right. And then I'm ready to go. So I want this to kind of be, it's going to be a branch of cherry blossoms. And what I want is to just get a dreamy background, kind of like clouds. And so I'm making circles, and you don't need floating medium. You're just needing plenty of paint, and that little bit of water makes it move a little bit easier for me. All right. So this is a canvas board. I use a lot of wrap canvases so they hang really easy. But here we go. All right, so I'm going to fold this in half and put it into my water so that it doesn't dry up. You don't want the paint to dry up inside the sponge before you wash it, because then it leaves little pieces all over your painting. Okay, so I have some floating medium. I put in a little cup of the lid, and this is the Folk Art floating medium. It's a clear medium, which is the fluff that's inside the paint with no pigment in it. Okay, so let's take our 16 flat, and these are my one stroke brushes. These are my value pack brushes. If you're looking on my website, my onestroke.com website, and you can look under my brushes and see this is a 10-piece brush set. It's less than $20, so it makes it really nice for you. And so I just loaded my brush for my leaf, not for my branches. So let's come back over here. Let's get some medium, some white, and come here and get burn umber. Okay. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to come from the top edge up here, and we're going to keep picking up some burn umber. All right, and we're going to come down here. Sometimes I've just done this with like yellow roses of Texas. I did a bush, a branch with yellow roses on it, and just a branch sometimes looks really fun to paint. So I'm on my chisel, leading with my white. So the darker brown, you can make this darker brown a little bit more later if places that show, if you want it dark. But you also can come right in here and break this off and show little thin. Now we're lifting the front, so just these last bristles are touching. Okay, there we go. All right, so all those blooms are going to be out there. There's going to be some blooms here. There we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is come to a couple of areas here where I'm going to pick up the sap green, pick up a little bit of white with the fresh foliage. All these are multi-surface paints. All right, we're going back and forth. This is the 16 still. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'll pick up a little bit of white because that's just not showing. All right. Okay, so I don't think you can see that well, so I want to come down. All right. A little bit longer. All right. All right, so we're going to come in these different areas here and put a few leaves. Now, any leaves that you don't know how to do or any blossoms that you don't feel comfortable with, be sure to go to my practice strokes and practice those a little bit and just look up how to do, regular leaves or curled leaves. All right, so it's right here on Fridays at noon, but you can find them all over in those practice strokes, lots of different leaves, and practice that a little bit, okay? So there we are. I want to come a little bit higher so you can see the whole painting. There we are. So see, I just put a cluster here, a few over here, but the big cluster that you're mostly going to see will be back in here. So what I'm going to do, and I'm making this low key, just really fun detail with a little bit of clusters. And I'm using berry wine first. All right, so we have a little bit there. Now see how I'm just taking magenta or berry wine. Okay. All right, so this is going to be just all these beautiful clusters of cherry blossoms. Okay, so now while this is wet, I'm still going to use this 12, but then this is what I'm going to do. This is for so far back, you don't see a lot of the blossom strokes, but I'm just picking up white and magenta, and I'm going to slip slab Okay, slip, slap, slip, slap. And it gives you the illusion of a little bit of petals in here. Now, the key is that we have some white and you have some darker in here and some lighter. So I'm putting the color down. Okay, crisscross. All right, so what's going to happen is that we just keep going over this. Watch this. I'm going to go slip, slap, slip, slap. All right, so you can stop at any time, practice with this, then come back, do a little bit more with me, and then stop. So see, we're just going to go right in here. Back and forth, back and forth. Go around the edges of the ball. Make sure they're not even. And then get some color in there. All right, magenta. All right, let's just do a little bit more in here. All right. So this is still very wet. We're just going to make sure that you go around the edges. All right, so you leave some dark and some light. I put the darker pink on the bottom. There we go. Almost there. Okay. Now I told you, you want to see the branches coming underneath. You want to make sure that you don't cover them all. This is the same back and forth, but what's wonderful about it, after you've been doing that for a while, it comes natural to do that move. Okay. Making sure I have all these colors and looking for the collection inside. Okay, so that's where we are so far. Now some's really light, some's dark. Now I can come in here and take berry wine and work it into the magenta, and then just come here and put some darker areas. A little bit darker under here. See, just little bits that make a difference. Okay, a little bit down here. Little bit of darkness. You see that? See, didn't that just change the whole look? So when we're putting down the white and magenta over this, then what you would do would be just leave some of the dark with no white on it. And I got carried away and I just kept going. All right, there we go. Now you can come in here and put a couple of white strokes, but this is in such a distance, you wouldn't see that, guys. Okay. You could just come in here and do 1, 2, 3. But it's so little, you wouldn't see it very much. So you got to make sure that in proportion, they're less. All right. Now, I'm going to come back now with the burn umber on the 2-script liner. And I'm going to come in here. And it's got some little knots sometimes. You can come in here. I'll come down here with some more brown. Okay, so now we're going to take the 2-script liner and we're going to come in here and just add some along the brown, the burnt umber, and it just gives you a little bit of the bark accent. A little bit of bark. All right, a little bit here and there. All right, so I still, now that we're all done with that, it still looks like it needs just a little bit of more green. So I'm just going to add a little bit here and there. All right, a little bit down on the tips. And I hope to see you Friday. Please check out the One Stroke Advantage. We have 4 incredible lessons each month. One of them usually is a demonstration that you guys tell me while we're live what you want to see. And the One Stroke Advantage is only $9.95 a month or $9.99, something like that. And we learn so much. It's a slower pace, and it's very relaxing is what people tell me. And it's their favorite thing that I have online. So go check it out. All you have to do is join, try it, and see what you think. And you get 10% off all my website, onestroke.com, by being a member. And we give you other opportunities during the year. So please come check it out. And there we go. All right, my cherry blossoms. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Quick and easy way to get that effect. And I'll see you Friday. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.